JD on the track.
Iceberg want a bag.
We pop out at Versailles, we want our rights, we will never quit, we'll keep up the fight. If we kill the king we're sorry, but we won't change. You're a terrible ruler, with you facts will stay the same. We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing. With our civil rights, we can overthrow the king. We want elected rulers, not just birthright. Democracy is near, it's in our sight.
Men are born free and remain free and equal. It's social equality for all the people. Man has natural and inalienable rights. The king has no authority to snuff them out like a light. We have security, liberty, and resistance from oppression. We have rights to property and to be secure in our possessions. When rights only concern ourselves, we will make no concessions. We have the right to engage in law or via a representative. No one should be imprisoned or arrested except if it's law. And we're all innocent until we're not, proven by a court who will watch, and with due process at all costs. And no one must be ever found guilty if they speak with a pen or speak or write or dispense opinions, ideas, or regrets. No one should ever be disquieted. And rulers should be held accountable with public agent who will be able to discern and digress whether our interests are behest, like demanding documents that concern fiscal and social matters from a government that batters peasants whose life is in tatters. Because if government doesn't have separation of powers, it doesn't rule us, not in the past or this hour.
We pop out at Versailles, we want our rights, we will never quit, we'll keep up the fight. If we kill the king we're sorry, but we won't change. You're a terrible ruler, with you facts will stay the same. We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing. With our civil rights, we can overthrow the king. We want elected rulers, not just birthright. Democracy is near, it's in our sight.
The king doesn't care about rightful, hardworking French citizens. Maybe we need a document that opposes his ignorance. We still live in an absolute monarchy despite the Enlightenment. We need an assembly to represent its constituents. For years we've been told about the divine right of kings. But there's no monarch, that's our rightful sovereign. Because if you don't fight for the people, who do you represent? We'll make sure that is nobody, because you're illegitimate. This document will be the bedrock for liberal democracy. We want civil rights as opposed to autocracy. This document paved the way for the 5th French Republic because all 17 articles are guaranteed for the public. Even in modern times, this document will protect us. All of France in the future will revere and respect us. Our leaders will be elected. Society will be perfected. Just like in the States of America, we'll attain this by revolution.
We'll have a judiciary to place letter du cachet. We'll have a society without the monarchy. Because we all know at the end of the day, the people deserve to be saved. That's what this is all about. It's our fight for civil clout. We'll end the divine right of kings and replace it with a route that France will take for an out from autocratic despots who only lust for power, but our rights are in drought. Because when push comes to shove, that's when this document spouts.
We pop out at Versailles, we want our rights, we will never quit, we'll keep up the fight. If we kill the king we're sorry, but we won't change. You're a terrible ruler, with you facts will stay the same. We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing. With our civil rights, we can overthrow the king. We want elected rulers, not just birthright. Democracy is near, it's in our sight.
From Montesquieu to Rousseau to Voltaire, this event has been recognized in the UN Charter. Even today, we are still feeling the ripple. I guess it goes to show when you fight for liberal democracy and civil rights, people can win the fight and free themselves from oppression, whether now or in the 18th century. Because when we unite together, anything is a possibility. We pop out.
We pop out at Versailles, we want our rights, we will never quit, we'll keep up the fight. If we kill the king we're sorry, but we won't change. You're a terrible ruler, with you facts will stay the same. We come from poverty, man, we ain't have a thing. With our civil rights, we can overthrow the king. We want elected rulers, not just birthright. Democracy is near, it's in our sight.